Okay, guys, I'm going to look at pound US this morning. I'm getting ready to go into market as we speak. I've already sort of done a breakdown for the guys. I put it onto the tracker. Now, what I do with the tracker is, if I just put that here, do the breakdown here so they can see exactly what's going on, how the trade is made up, etc. That gets done here. And then in this one, there we are. And then in this one, I do the trade idea, how I score it out, etc., etc. I'm about to put the scores into the market update. So I'm going to do that now. I'll do it in front of you. So you can kind of see it, and then I'll pull that into shot. It's just gone 9 o'clock. So there's the update. I've already been in this morning, done a little bit of work prior. I'm still working on that hotel test thing, so that goes in there. But what is it they're looking at? Well, it's this. So what this is telling me, it's just a summary page of what I'm looking at. So we're looking at this one here. So we're looking for 9 pips based on its ATR. It's a B trade, so that's like a base target, and it's pretty much telling me to buy it across the board. Okay, +1 -1 has come in. That's basically a multi-time frame analysis, so everything kind of lines up to be a buy. So we'll get rid of that, drop that down, and we're in the buying zone as we speak. So what I'll do is drop it into 5 minutes at this point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's kind of roughly around where it is. So what we're going to do is we're just going to drop an order currently above the current price, set it at 9 pips, which will take us up into the black line above, which is here. Just going to sort of adjust that slightly, because when I'm counting back, what I'm essentially looking at is I'm looking to see where they either cluster or break. Well, the cluster around this area, that one shot up. So I'm basing it roughly on this candle here. I want to see it come and break the top of that and then just push it through. Now, I've already looked at the strength profile of this, and I think there's a reasonable target in the short term because I work hour to hour. Now, if we also take a little look to see what's going on, you can see the pound here was losing a bit of ground, but it didn't lose as much as what the US did, because the US is on the floor. The US is the weakest, so the pound is putting pressure on the dollar. Now, what that'll do for me is it kind of helps me understand whether it's going to be a big target or a little target. Well, they're both relatively weak, so it's not going to be the best target in the world. But the pound is slightly better than the dollar in strength from the last data sample, but the dollars fell off. So again, it gives me a little bit of weight as to why I might want to be buying this. So I'm quite happy with that. So what I'm going to do now, because it says it's in a waiting situation, I always want the price to come to me. I will follow red candles down, and I will also stage. Now, the problem with this one is it's had a merry run over the last, well, there we are, we into market now. It could pull against that entire move here. So the first thing that I need to do is figure out where the pivot point of that move is. Well, the pivot point is probably here, that bit, the 50%, which is there. Okay, so just drop that in there. I don't really want the price to go beyond that point, so I'm happy to stage into it, and then I'll think about getting out. Okay, and that's it. That's your trade. That's it, ready to rock and roll. It's in, so you may see extra orders come in, but the idea is just to slam up and get out in that red zone. So that's my game plan. That's what I'm looking to achieve out of this trade, and I'm doing it for Luma. Okay, guys, one of my rules is if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I look to start wanting just to be out of the trade. Now, that's happened. It's gone very close to my stop line. So I'm going to sacrifice a couple of trades and we're just going to get out. Bang. Right. I don't care if that continues to move up. I really don't. It's just one of my rule sets, and one of the things that I don't want to get involved with is a case of, well, it happened last time, so I'll get away with it this time. It's just a case of, that's it. You've hit your limit point. Just get out of the trade. All right. Now, this trade's been running, well, it's 3 o'clock now, so it's like 4 hours. Too long. But even though I sacrificed the trades, and as you can see, it's struggling in around here, what it gives me the ability to do is I can reevaluate this trade and I can go back to it if I want. But if I just hang in there, well, if a chart gives you an opportunity to get out, you take it. So just make certain, got all my tickets out. And for a shitty day, it's still come out with a decent amount. Now, you might have seen oil come in. That's because little Kojak, little salute to you, was asking about it in the group. And I'm not that clever to be able to work out how to record 2 screens at once. So I did it on here and then talked them through it on the Discord, or showed them what I was looking at on the Discord, which was a breaker of a 15-minute chart. So if you flick that over, and I was right to pull it out when I did with there as well, because it was a quick scalp into this area, let it run, and then it collapsed. So again, your targeting is incredibly important. If you can get it right, well, you're laughing, you know. And it's like here, that might well run off up into this green zone, but at this moment in time, I don't know. It's jumping around, so take the money. So what's the moral with that? Well, first of all, it's patience. All right. It's a case of just let the trade breathe. Let the trade do its thing. As long as it stays in the parameters you've set. Now, for me, I set it down to the pivot, which was that blue dotted line. I didn't really want it to go beyond there too much. If it did, I've probably got a problem and I need to get out. So I staged into it, so it reduces exposure, but it also gives me the ability to get out if I'm wrong, because we are wrong on a regular basis. The question is, can you either pull it when you need to, which I've just done, or do you live on a prayer and pray to God it's going to turn around? Because case in point, if I flick that back, that would have paid me royally at this moment in time. But if I didn't get out and it went the other way, a bit like that oil trade that I've just shown you, and I'll be kicking myself thinking, I should have got out. I should have got out when it gave me the opportunity. And it's all about life lessons and lessons in the chart, because if you hang on with a wing and a prayer, it'll always end badly. And that's it. That's all I can say about this one today. So I've done it for Luma. Little salute to you. You know I don't like trading Monday. I find it an incredibly difficult day to trade. And the worst day, if I'm caught between it, is Friday. Friday is a nightmare. And I keep telling the guys, once you go past 12 o'clock on a Friday, if you're trying to go to market, you're wasting your time. It's going to hurt you and it's going to take money off you. And every time I've been caught with a bad trade, and I mean a real stinker, it's Friday. Every single time. So how do you combat it? Simple. Just don't trade the fucker in the first place. It's a bit like news trading. I don't like trading through the news, so I'm not going to take it on. And there's another element here, because there is news announcements coming in and around 3 o'clock. So again, it added into the mix as to why I was going to pull the plug. it's not a major news announcement. It's still red letter, but it's not one that's going to sort of turn the markets dramatically, as we've just seen. But it could be enough to put me into trouble. So again, you just pull it and keep out of the noise. Hope that helps. I'm always about, drop down in the description, you'll see all my contact details and what have you. And unlike many others, I genuinely answer every single one of them. I genuinely do, and I do it personally, as with all the comments. Leave your comments and I answer them personally. So as always, guys, trade well, keep your risk managed, and above all, do what you love, and the money will follow. See you all in the next one.